Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. Sorry, I couldn't resist a really cliche opening. I'm not sure why, because there isn't very much cliche about this week. It was actually pretty exciting. I think you're going to see that's a pattern, that the less school I have, the more interesting stuff I do, and I would argue the more interesting stuff I learn, though it may just be the classic that I have this year. So, this is episode 2, which is good. So far I'm showing commitment, but I guess the big thing that happened this week was the robotics tournament. It was the Michigan State Championships, and that took up most of my week, so I'll get to that later on in the video. I guess the only other big thing that happened at the beginning of this week was realizing that I had left my massive packet of Chinese homework at the last robotics competition, so I'm probably going to be spending a good chunk of my day today, tomorrow, and all the way up until whenever it's due, frantically trying to replace that. So, going to the robotics tournament, you guys are actually in luck. I was able to take videos at the event the first 2 days. So what that means is that I was able to, so that means that I have video footage of me at the event for these first 2 days. I'm talking about what happened then. So, here you go. So, I know I've only done one video so far, but it's probably clear already that this video is a lot darker, a lot harder to see than the last one. And the reason for that is because I am filming this on my phone, and I am filming it here. This is the state robotics competition, which I am at, with my team, Lightning Robotics 862, representing Plymouth Canton Community Schools here at the Michigan State Championship. So today is practice day, and I think I'm going to cover the Robotics Championship in sort of a day-by-day, just because things are going to get so busy. So this morning, we spent pretty much all morning packing. All morning packing. I got on the bus around 11, we drove for 2 hours, I annoyed the crap out of my seat neighbor, I read a book, I did some scripture study that I hadn't caught up on. Then we went to Golden Corral, which is a buffet place, and we absolutely stuffed ourselves, so naturally, a couple hours later, I'm hungry. Then we came here. So, the story I had heard is that it was going to be a quick, unload the robot and leave. Which was less the story that they told us, and more the story that I built in my head, having no information about this sort of thing. So it turns out that it's a show up, set up our little pit area, and then wait a few hours for the inspectors to come by and make sure that our pit is safe and looks pretty and all that good stuff that matters to engineers. So what that means is that I am stuck here with no safety goggles, no glasses, you may have noticed that I'm not wearing them, no laptop to get some homework done and stuff. So basically I have the phone that I'm filming this on, and the phone that has all of my ebooks and video games on it. So I'm probably going to be doing a lot of scripture study while I'm here. Tomorrow I'll let you know how the first night with my roommates goes. They're generally pretty good people, but one of them can be a bit bawdy, so I brought duct tape. No, I probably won't use it on him, but it's there if I need it. Just kidding. So yeah, that's about all there is to know so far. I've seen our rooms, it's pretty nice. I'm going to be sleeping on the floor because one thing you may or may not know about me is that is my sleeping arrangement of choice. Another thing that might be fun to know about me yes, I did bring a power strip to power the 3 power cords that I brought with me to power all of the devices that I brought. And when I went to Florida, that number of devices was even higher. So the power strip is going to become part of my regular travel kit. So I think that's all for now. I'm filming this in a relatively secluded area. Hopefully I'll be able to film here tomorrow or something like that. I will see you then. Okay, so once again we are here at the State Robotics Tournament. I've been here for 4 or 5 hours and the actual competition hasn't started yet. We've just been saving our seats. The competition starts at 1 and right now it is just not even 12:30. So hopefully the competition will start soon. I just bought lunch. So that right there is a hot dog and some nachos, and just that cost me $6.50. I'm pretty mad about that because there's a Wendy's a half a mile away. But they don't let any outside food into the venue, and we're not allowed to leave. So we're stuck at the ridiculously overpriced concession stand. I think I'm going to have to remember tomorrow that I should go buy my food early, because I think everything went up 50 cents just because it was lunch. So yeah, last night we didn't get to go to bed till like 11:30 because my roommates would not shut up. And then this morning, everyone slept through their alarms, so I was the only one who... So I happened to wake myself up 5 minutes before we had to get downstairs, so we hurried up and got down there and ate on the bus. So yeah, I think that's most of what's happened so far. I'll let you know tomorrow how well we're doing. So far, the first couple days is just going to be the qualifiers, which don't affect your score. They just help other teams determine whether or not they want you as an ally in the final elimination rounds. So yeah, I'll let you know how we're doing tomorrow. Till then, this is Zara mostly signing out. So, the event was 4 days long. I was only able to find time to shoot video the first 2 days. The second couple of days, it was too loud and too crowded, and just generally hard to find a good spot to take video. So Thursday, not that much happened. Friday, not that much happened. So Saturday was the really big deal. First off, it was the day of the elimination rounds. The first 3.5 days were just demonstrating your skills. And then in like 4 hours, they decided who the winners are. But we did not make it into the elimination rounds. We will be going to the World Championship in St. Louis, though, which is going to be in about 3 weeks. I'm not sure if I am going to go or not. I definitely want to go, but this has been a pretty punishing week for me. My dad says that I look a year older than I really am. Not sure how true that is. And it's going to involve missing 3 days of school. And those of you that read the blog might remember that the week or so after Florida was absolutely horrible. So I'm not sure how that's going to turn out. So on Saturday was like Celebrity Day. They didn't tell us any of this, but thank you, whoever that was. They didn't tell us any of this, but Dean Kamen, who is the guy who founded FIRST and invented the Segway and invented the slingshot, which is something that you should really look up. It's not your David and Goliath slingshot, something completely different. So Google Dean Kamen slingshot if you don't know what it is. It's pretty cool. So I can't say that I like adore Dean Kamen, but he's definitely a hero of mine. So it's pretty cool to have him come talk. The president of FIRST, Bill, I don't know his last name, was also there. The governor of Michigan, Rick Snyder, was there, and he received the Will.i.am award, because Will.i.am has a robotics award. which I thought was interesting. I knew that he was tech savvy, but turns out that he's a very big, STEM promoter type guy. Let's see. I think that's it. Dean came and made it sound like will.i.am was going to present the award, but turns out that only happens at championships, which kind of stinks because it would have been awesome to hear will.i.am give a concert. As someone who doesn't know a lot of will.i.am songs. Yeah, so that pretty much summarizes the last 2 days. Over the course of the week, I think the most sleep I've gotten is like 6 hours over the last 4 days. And last night I got... Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. So, last night, we were voluntold, which is an official first term, by the way. Not really, but everyone uses it. So we were voluntold to help pack up after the event. We're like, sweet, we've done this before, the whole thing comes apart in like an hour max, and then we can leave. What we hadn't counted on is there being 3 fields that we had to pack up. And we weren't just tearing apart the field, we were kicking down tables and chairs and moving game elements out to the trailers to be shipped down to St. Louis and so on and so forth. So, the tournament was over by like 8:30 or 9. We finished packing up at 12, and it's a 2.5 hour ride home, so I got home at 12:30. So, yeah, I'm pretty exhausted right now, and I'm actually filming this before I type the blog, but if the blog ends up being super out of it, I apologize, because I'm super out of it. So yeah, one more interesting thing that I discovered. So some of you might remember from the blog a little while ago, my desktop setup, which I can actually show you right now if I can just turn this around. So this is my desktop. Sorry, it's really dark. So you've got the laptop right there. That monitor can switch in between a second monitor for my laptop and let's see if I can do this. Oh, apparently my desktop's not on, but it can also display my Windows XP computer. That's the Windows XP computer down there. And the interesting thing that I learned, let me get this back on its little stand. The interesting thing that I learned about that XP computer is that I think, and there may be some graphics card discrepancies or something that I'm not considering, but I'm pretty sure that my dinky little 9-inch, netbook that I got for $75 off Craigslist and was ancient when I got it a year or two ago, I think that laptop is faster than, again, this gigantic honking desktop. Let's see, I don't know if you can... Yeah, you can't really see how big it is. Let me see if I can get a flashlight out here. Yeah, that's not doing anything. New flashlight. Sorry this is taking so long, guys. I'll try and edit this part out. There you go. So you can see, this thing is huge, and my little 9-inch laptop has a faster processor, twice as much RAM, and just generally is a much better computer. So, I think that's going to be all for now. I will see you next week.